Okay. All right. So number one, I just want to say, oh, hold on. Don't mind me. Okay, there we go. Number one, I want to say thank you guys so much for being on. I know it is 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, and ain't nobody got time for a Zoom call 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, but life happens and we figure it out along the way. And I'm just super glad that you guys showed up. I can't lie. It's been a crazy day for me too. And I mean, I was like, how are we going to do this? And then I took a shower and reset myself. And I was like, all right, here we go. So just remember that, sometimes you don't want to work. Sometimes you don't want to do anything, but you got to figure out a way to reset yourself and get back in the game, because that's what it's about. When things are hard, when you're tired, we got to keep moving. So I have one of my best friends on here, Tiffany Green, who is a director in Scentsy. We are in no line contact in Scentsy. We make no money off each other, nothing like that. She's just my girl. I met her through Scentsy. She has had a crazy journey. She has a crazy story. I'm going to let her and you know what? Tiffany, I'm probably not going to share or introduce myself because a lot of these, they already know me. But I do want you to talk and kind of share your story and talk about Scentsy, and I mean, even talk about when we met, kind of where you were at and then how things changed, all that. So we're going to do that, guys, first, and then we're going to go over the incentive, and we're going to go over a couple just really good things to help us earn the incentive if that's what we want to do.
So we're doing it Cabo or bust.
Cabo or bust. All right, okay. Tiff, the floor is yours. I love you.
My name is Tiffany Green. When I started in 2016, I was very reserved. My husband at the time was deployed, and I was basically buying a lot every single month. So that's why I kind of joined. But when I did join, I joined with a 1-year-old, and I was going through nursing school, and my husband at the time was deployed, so I was doing literally everything on my own. And then it kind of just got into something where I graduated and I was working in a nursing home, and I wanted to be at home with my babe. So when I met Kristen, I was very just wanting to get paid. But somewhere along the way, I noticed, and I don't even want to say I'm a perfectionist. So when I started promoting to leadership titles, I wanted to get paid at title. It bugs me if I'm not paid at title. So I think that mindset really pushed me to go more, because the more that I got paid at title, the more I recruited, because I wanted to get paid at title. The more I built new leaders, and then the higher my PRV was. So obviously doing those three things kind of set me up to see, okay, well, I can make a lot of money out of this, and there's no cap, because my paycheck just kept getting higher and higher and higher. So when that happened in 2018, there was a hurricane that hit Jacksonville, destroyed our whole house. That was the day that I went full-time Scentsy. So at that point I went full-time Scentsy. We moved to West Virginia, and a few years later, Scentsy supported me the whole time while my son was in the NICU. My daughter I had after my son was in the NICU. I worked full-time, didn't have to worry about everything. I was able to be at their bedside the whole time. And so that was a really big blessing. And then we moved back to North Carolina. And since then, I have a team of over 100 people. I have one of my directors on the call now. And we really are just kind of going through the motions now. Scentsy has became a huge part of my life. I have certain stuff, and we'll talk about it, but certain parts of my life has became part of my brand. And so you'll kind of see how Kristen and I talk about that. But I really just encourage you guys to figure out why you want this business and run with it. Because I have a job. So I work with Progressive Insurance now on top of everything. I needed something to support myself. But I really like encourage you guys to figure out like what do you want out of this business and run with it, because as long as you want it, you can do it. So the mindset, you just have to believe in yourself and you just have to know that you are worthy. And if you work hard enough and you just keep going and you focus on what we talk about tonight, one, you'll earn the incentive hands down, because the three things we'll talk about, it's what you need to earn the incentive. And two, you'll be able to do anything you want. You'll have a no cap income. So kind of me.
Oh, you're so cute. Tiffany does not give herself enough credit. She's a very resilient person and has been through probably some of the hardest things in the past couple months that nobody should ever have to deal with. And she's been a light in my life, but she's also been a light in my business. And that says a lot coming from me, because I work solely by myself. I normally don't have, like, I don't have somebody that I really look up to in Scentsy. I don't have somebody that I can depend on and be like, what are you doing? What are you know, like somebody to push me like that. I've never really had that, to be honest. I mean, I did for a long time, but over the past 4 years, I haven't had that in my business. So it's really good to have someone who, when you don't want to do things, they're like, get the hell up and work. Like, you got this. And I know it's, you know, I do that on our team page and Tiff probably does that on her team page. But when you have somebody message you and say those things, or when you, but here's the thing, that goes both ways. Tiffany doesn't just do that for me. I do that for her. Friendships, relationships, you got to, it's a give and take. You got to give as much as you take. You know what I'm saying? But find people in this business that you can connect with on a level, maybe not a personal level, but maybe just a business level, something that when you have someone who builds you up and pushes you, it does make this business easier, to be honest. It makes you want to work more. And also, the other thing, I've been watching you guys show up. Over the past like 2 months, I've been watching you guys work harder, push yourselves, I mean, shoot, I was on the phone with Lynette a couple weeks ago, and I have never heard her talk like that about her business. And it literally just gave me so much joy, and it pushes me as a leader. When I hear you guys, I'm like, well, crap, I need to show up too. If she's doing this and I'm on the phone with her, like, as a leader, I need to do these things as well. So, and the other thing I heard her say too, which I just want to say real quick, is that she realized that being paid at title as a director was a driving force for her. She knew that's what she wanted to do. Tiffany, honestly, Scentsy for her, yes, she loves it. It's a joy, but it's also a financial thing for her. If it's a financial thing for you, figure out what you got to do to get to where you need to be. She literally texted me like 2 weeks ago and was like, what do I need to do to make this money? I said, you need to have this PRV in order for your paycheck to be this. If we're money driven, we got to break it down in small goals, bigger goals, all the things. That way we can get to what we want. I'm completely getting off track right now, but I was just coming from what Tiffany said. Okay. So number one, I was going to screen share and go over the point system. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to quickly break it down because, you know, you guys can definitely look at the workstation and look at the incentive and all that kind of stuff. I know Tiffany did say she's got a couple, what are those called? Trackers?
Yeah, I have a couple trackers. I'm going to upload them to your team page. And then it's like one where you can map it out. And then underneath you'll write your actual. So it kind of like will show you where your gap is and then where you need to make up the next month. My brain just works out like that. If I don't have a plan, then it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason that I love this one. So I'll just share it with you guys. And then I think I have one from Chas also that does like just you tracking. So
okay, cool. So the thing with the incentive is this, there's different levels to it, and every level is a certain amount of points. Looking at the point system, the way to earn it is this. Number one, PRV. Every dollar PRV counts as 1 point. So a $30 warmer is going to be 30 points to whatever the number is that you're trying to get to. Recruiting, if you recruit someone and they get certified, you get 1,000 points for them. That is a huge thing right there. So anytime you recruit someone and they get certified, you get points. If you've recruited someone from before the incentive period started, you still get points for them as well. Okay. You don't get as many points, but you still get points for that person. If you recruit someone and they get certified and then they get to lead, you get more points. So if you have anyone underneath you now who's essential, certified, lead, because if they hit star, you also get points. So if you have anyone underneath you that you need to, message, give a swift kick in the butt, be like, hey, do you even know? Some people don't even know there's an incentive going on, guys. Some people don't follow a team page. Some people don't look at their workstation. Some people have no idea that this is even happening. And it takes one message to be like, hey, listen, did you know this was going on? And that just takes you looking at your workstation, going to your reporting tab and seeing who you have underneath you. Because a lot of people on here that I'm looking at, y'all got people underneath you, okay? And the only thing that happens when you build the people underneath you, you also, not only do you build a base in your business, but you're putting effort into another human, a human that might need somebody like you to put effort into them, okay? Sometimes it just takes one person to believe in somebody to really do something crazy. So anytime someone promotes to lead, certified, lead, or star, you also get points. There's also points if you get paid a title. There's also points for PRV consistency. Is it 500 or 1,000? I can't remember off the top of my head.
1,000. You have to have 1,000 for 5.
So 1,000 for 5 out of the 6 months, you get a huge chunk of points. So if you can get to 1,000, 5 out of the 6 months, and think about it, we are in the fall season, okay? People are loving this new stuff. They're buying it right and left. All you got to do is promote it and put yourself out there. You will get the points for that. So those are the biggest ways to earn it. The big thing is to make sure you make a plan. Figure out, go on your workstation, click on the incentive tab, read through it, figure out where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to earn, and then go from there. I don't know what it was for me. Like the past little bit in my business has been kind of wonky. I've definitely been all over the place. Like my ADD has been kicking my butt. But then for some reason I heard Cabo and I was like, I'm done. Like I have got to earn another trip. I earned every single incentive for years and years and years. And then I stopped trying. I stopped trying to earn the incentives and I didn't earn the incentives. But before then, I worked to earn the incentive. But what happens is when you work to earn the incentive, guys, that's when I promoted to SSD. That's when I promoted to SD. That's when I built the biggest base in my business, when I was trying to earn incentives, because what you're doing is you're growing deep and you're growing wide. And that is a sustainable business. That's how you sustain something right there. So figure out what you want, make a plan, and then start working. And right now, what we're going to talk about is the ways to work in order to get the incentive. Tiff, do you want to start with PRV and the buddy drive stuff?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
My mouth is tired.
Wait, let me add something on top of that. On top of making a plan, I really encourage everybody to post like what you want on your like director's page and just like fire everybody up, because you guys have no idea when somebody sees your fire, it does so good for everybody else on the team page. Like even this call, when we're feeding into you guys and like what she was saying about coaching calls, that's why we do coaching calls. I love, like, I don't really get anything from coaching calls. What I get from coaching calls is that I see you guys on fire and then I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. Like it pushes me more as a leader. And so just like take that momentum and share it on your director's page and like post your plan. And even if you don't want to share your plan, totally understand that, because we all have different like securities and all that kind of stuff. But like post what you want and then fire somebody else up. And I promise, just you like being so transparent, we'll do that for somebody. But the buddy drive. So my kids are NICU babies. We have all, well, not we, they have all stayed in the NICU. Tegan or Ellie was in there for like 5 days. Tegan was in there for 14, or Eli was in there for 14 days. And then Tegan was in there for about 60 days. So we're a NICU family. We stayed at the Ronald McDonald house. So what I do, I wish I could turn my computer around and show you guys. I'll post it on your team page. But what we do is a huge NICU or Ronald McDonald fundraiser. I have joined up with a lot of my close SSD friends, and I really encourage you guys to, like, if it's part of you and who you are, do it. So a lot of my SSD friends are doing it. Chassie Robinson, we kind of all link up. Kristen did it last year. She came. It was a really cute picture. We like sat on the top of a U-Haul. So my customers, they donate buddies. And then in December, we take all the buddies and we donate them to the house and this is just a personal preference. Some people don't donate commission, some do, but we donate commission also for those of us that do. Some don't, so it's fine. Either way you decide to do it, it's your buddy fundraiser, so run it how you want it. We make it like this really big deal. Children, when they're discharged from the hospital, they get the buddy along with a blanket from the Ronald McDonald house. And as a mom, I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I know Becca said she has NICU babies too. So you can probably totally relate. When you have a NICU baby, they come so unexpected. So I went into the Ronald McDonald house having like nothing. Like I didn't even have a bag. So when I was admitted and they gave me something and it was like a buddy and then it was like a blanket and like all like a cute book, like as a mom, that meant a lot to me. She's over here crying. Do not make me cry, Becca. But as a mom that's like going into the NICU, like, and I know Brian's on here too. Her baby just got out of the NICU too. So it means a lot. Like you don't have anything. So that is part of the reason that we do it. And when it comes to like something so close like this to your heart, like Becca, you would be perfect for this. So girl, do it. But make what you've gone through in your life like part of your personal brand, even if it's not a buddy drive because you've never had any connection to anything like through the hospital. Make something that you're going through and fundraising part of who you are, because maybe it's just because I like giving back and I feed off others, but that reward is going to, one, fuel your heart, and two, it's going to become part of your business. I am known in Greenville as the girl that does the buddy drive for the Ronald McDonald House. And the Ronald McDonald House here in Greenville has now asked me to be on the board of their fundraising. So use who you are and what you've done to be part of like your connections. Let me see if I can turn my computer around. Hold on, because they're all like.
Did her computer break? I don't know what happened. Okay. So anywho, Tiffany said that she even got like the last 2 months, she's had over 500 PRV just from doing these buddy drives. So from what she just said, here's the thing, you can make PRV however you want to, however works best for you. You can do it by parties. You can do it by, you guys know I do a ton of tote parties. Tote parties are my jam. You can do freaking anything. You can do home parties. You can do online parties. Here's the thing. Don't be afraid of parties. You don't have to call it that. I mean, half the time I don't call it that, but you just need to do something to get PRV in. Okay. Whatever that is for you. Like she said, be your own brand. Do what works for you. I've never done a buddy drive in my life. To be honest, I took a picture with her, but to me, like, that is not my brand. Yes, I could try to do it, but it's her thing. But for me, tote parties are my thing. Figure out what works best for your lifestyle and what works best for you and do it. The only way that you're going to figure out what that is, though, is to try a bunch of different things. Okay. I tried online parties. They weren't the best for me. However, I still got some PRV in and I would tweak them and try them again. Tote parties work fantastic for me because of my lifestyle and because of the customer base that I've built and because I did them for so long. But in order to figure out what works best for your lifestyle and what works best for your customers, you got to try a bunch of different things and don't be afraid to try them. The other thing for PRV, guys, is Scentsy Club. Okay. I've had probably almost 500 PRV this month just from Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club is a huge, huge, huge freaking passive PRV, meaning that it comes in that month without fail. You don't have to go out and get it. It just comes in. But in order to get Scentsy Club members, you just have to ask your VIP people. That's literally what I've been doing to get more Scentsy Club members. Whenever I have people who are texting me like once a month for certain things or every 6 weeks for certain things, I'm like, listen, you would be so much better off with Scentsy Club. And half the time they don't deny it and they join. Did I just go blank too? Okay, no, there I am. So Scentsy Club is huge. And really the only way to get more Scentsy Club members is really to educate your customers on what it is. And in order to educate your customers on what it is, educate yourself. And honestly, before I got any Scentsy Club members, I had no idea what it was. And that's why for years I didn't promote it, because I'm the kind of person, I don't talk about politics. And the reason I don't talk about politics is because I don't know enough to talk about politics. And I'm the kind of person, if I don't know enough about it, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to feel like an idiot, to be honest. I didn't want to talk about Scentsy Club to my customers because I didn't want to feel like an idiot. I had no idea what I was talking about. So what I did, I watched a YouTube video that was like 5 minutes long. And then I went out and started talking about Scentsy Club. And now I have like 15 people. All you got to do is educate yourself and then start talking about it. The more your mouth is open about certain things, the better it's going to be. I promise you. And then the other things, so we talked about parties, we talked about follow-up. I mean, we talked about club for PRV. And the next thing is really follow-up, guys. Your follow-up has to be on point in this season. Because if you're not following up with your people and they're not reaching out to you, I promise you, somebody, like, I don't want to say someone else is going to scoop them up, but you've got to take care of your people. I was talking about this to somebody the other day, like my business for the past couple years, I have just been kind of not coasting, but kind of coasting because I've been focused so much on my kids and everything else that's been going on in life. However, the one thing that I have always dug super deep into is customer care. I have always taken care of my customers, no matter what, even when like life was crazy and things were going on. I probably wasn't the best leader because I could hardly take care of myself. I was taking care of my business and my customers. Customer care is huge. So you got to follow up with people. Do you have to have like some kind of crazy follow-up system? No. The way I've been following up, I've been using the PWS mail out thing, and I've just crossed that out and put follow-up on the top. And I've just been following up with people constantly. It doesn't matter if you have a system. If you don't have a system, make a list, check it twice, and just message people. The more people you talk to, the better off you're going to be when it comes to PRV. Actually, when it comes to all of it, to be honest, you just got to keep talking. Okay, so that's PRV. You want to talk about recruiting, Tiffany, now that you're back? I see you down there.
Listen, this is, y'all, 10 out of 10. This is how awkward I am in real life.
What just happened?
Okay, it's fine. Okay, yeah, I'll talk about recruiting. Recruiting, I love it. My favorite thing about recruiting, and I will be completely honest with y'all, recruiting was my weakest subject, or like subject, topic, whatever you want to call it. And I promoted 2018. So 2018 into 2019, I was really good at PRV, but I only recruited like 5 people. And I hit director, but then I went into the queue because I wasn't recruiting enough to sustain numbers. So that was what I shifted my focus on. Once I started really that was the year that Earn It Kits, they had just came out too. So when the Earn It Kits came out, I was just like, yep, let's go. Like I offered Earn It Kits like it's candy, and I still do to this day. Even if they've ordered from me one time, if I do a follow up and they're like, yeah, girl, like I'm about to order again, I offer them a kit. If I have it open, I'm giving it out. I do not take host rewards. And this is just a personal preference. I don't take host rewards because you should see my stuff. Like, I don't need any more wax. Do not need any more wax. I do not need any more warmers. I don't need any like more hand soap. It just doesn't, I don't need it. So I don't take it. What I do instead is I do an Earn a Kit. The way that I do that is I just ask anyone and everyone she's talking about follow-up systems like KP was, when you do your follow-up system and they're wanting to order again, if you know that like they're ordering and they have like a good little friend system, I automatically offer. If I'm iffy about it, then I will tell them to do a party and then I'll have the intention of flipping it. And I call it a trial run. So either I'll do it online, and if I do it online, I got this from Wendy Newgas, but if I do it online, I do their online page. If they flip, I just make it their VIP page. So then they get to keep it all the customer bases for them is already there. But that is something that I found that they really like is when they do it online and I kind of do that party to get them their kit for free if I don't want to offer them one that I have. Because I'm iffy about if it'll go either way, then I'll turn it into their VIP page. But Earn It Kits. So all you need is the party to hit 200. Once the party hits 200, the Earn It Kit price is going to be $59, but you'll use your host credit. And it can either drop the host credit. So if you have a $200 party, you get $20 free. So you can use all $20 towards that host kit, or all you need to leave in that like rewards, you can use like $19.99. As long as you have one penny, you can apply it to the host kit. So it's up to you how much you want to do or how much you want to give them. You can really make, and this is something I do suggest you guys doing, make a mock party and just play with it, because that's literally how I learned what I was going to give, how much they were going to get. I made a mock party. The person, when you do the Earn It Kit, it can't be you as the host. It has to be like somebody else to just make up a name like Flowers or something and just make a fake email. But play with it, because that'll give you, and it'll show you a lot. And it's basically, you are going to be training yourself. I mean, I can go in and show you, but we are here to earn this incentive. So go in, make the mock party. I love this little man just like looking at me. Hi, man. I'm so like ADD too. Go in and play for it. But if you have a $500 party, it automatically makes the kit free. So, and it's like free shipping, everything. So everything is free. They literally don't pay a dime. But I will be honest, I give those to the people that I know have a good customer base and have a lot of friends, because I want to get them certified so I can get the points for it. So you can pick and choose, and you can decide how much you want to give and how much you don't want to give, but just try it out. But that's how I always recruit. And that's the year that I did. And I was one away from annual mentor that year.
So it's funny that you say that, because I've never done that. And I know I haven't. It's crazy. So I earned annual mentor the first 4 years of my business every single year. And the past couple of years, I honestly haven't recruited a lot. I've just been kind of coasting through my business. This month, I've recruited 2 people, and one girl's about to join. Like her party's already over 300 and she has a bag. So she's about to join. And here's the thing. This month, my focus has been completely different. I've been doing what Tiffany's talking about. I was like, how can I recruit in other ways? Normally, back in the day, I had a lot of people who came to me, to be honest. These days, it hasn't been that way anymore. And I'm like, how am I supposed to find these people? How am I supposed to recruit these people? So I've had somebody join this month randomly because she found me and her name was Kristen and my name was Kristen. So she joined under me. The second person, I did exactly what Tiffany just said. I did the Earn a Kit, and she's doing really good already. I had a party that was like, I think like 250, And this girl's wanted to join for a long time. I know she's a hard worker, and she's never financially had the money to do it. And she's just like good people. So I messaged her, she joined. And now I've had a girl who's had a tote party now for a week and a half, and her party's already over 300, and she's about to join. Here's the thing about recruiting. Just like when I was saying about parties or PRV, you got to try a bunch of different things. Recruiting is not black and white. It's not, I'm going to message 20 people, 20 people are going to join. You have to think about a bunch of different ways. Earn a kit is great. Having somebody carry a bag party for you for a little bit, seeing if they like it, that's great. Just randomly having conversations with people about what Scentsy's done for you and how it's blessed you, that's a way to do it. You have to think about a bunch of different ways in order to recruit. But the best thing and the biggest thing is to talk about it constantly. The big change in my business this month, and why I've already recruited two, and I'm about to have another one, is because that has been my focus. That's what I've been talking about. My PRV right now is not even 1,000. It's almost 1,000. It's not. I wanted it to be higher by this point in the month. However, I've been focused on recruiting. So here's the thing. Some months you're going to recruit a lot and your PRV is not going to be as good. Guess what? It's okay. Because when you recruit a bunch of people and that's where your focus is, that is also going to build your business for tomorrow. PRV is going to last today, but if you can get people underneath you and build a base in your business, that's what will sustain you. So we cannot just sell. We have got to recruit, guys. We've got to. And that's one area, just like what Tiffany was saying earlier when she said that she couldn't get paid at title because of X, Y, and Z. If you're not continuing to grow in your business and you're not continuing to grow your team underneath you, it doesn't matter if you sell 8,000 in 1 month. You will not get paid at title because it's not just about you. You've got to build something underneath you. And I know recruiting sounds scary. You're like, I don't know enough to recruit people. I don't even know what I'm doing. Guess what? Neither do I. That's why we learn. That's why we teach ourselves about Scentsy Club. That's why we teach ourselves about other things, because in order to do well in this, we've got to learn, but we also have to put ourselves out there. That's the biggest thing. Like, keep your mouth open, keep talking about it, do different things. Try a fundraiser. You never know what can happen. Reach out to realtors. You never know what can happen. Ask somebody to do a tote party. You never know what's going to happen. If you don't ask, you're never going to know. If you don't ask, you're never going to get to Cabo. Like, if you don't start today, tonight, tomorrow morning, you're never going to do, you're going to be here a year from now, you know? So that's recruiting.
When it comes to recruiting, a good sponsor is never going to think that they know everything.
No,
you're never going to know everything. I mess up daily, and I know Kristen will admit to that too. But the good sponsors will admit when they are just having an off day and all that kind of stuff. Don't think because you don't know every single thing about this business that you can't recruit, because you can. You're never going to know everything, and we're never going to be perfect. We're all human, but you have to learn to love yourself first. And then I promise the people that you will recruit will love you too, and they'll respect you, and they will be just fine.
And even like, y'all, my mom texted me like 2 days ago and was like, oh, did you know there's a release? I'm like, no, I had no idea there's a release. Listen, I am not perfect. I don't look at my workstation like I'm supposed to every single day. I don't know what's going on half the time, but you know what I do? I show up and I keep my mouth open about what Scentsy has done in my life. And I think at the end of the day, like she said, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. I am not perfect. Yes, I'm an SSD, but I still don't know half the time what the heck is going on. However, I live and breathe Scentsy. I live and breathe what Scentsy has done for me and for my life and for my kids and how it's changed everything. And I show up even when I'm tired, like tonight, you know, that's literally what it all comes down to. And about consistency, it's just like the freaking gym, dude. It's literally just like the gym. You know, you can take a minute off, you can kind of slack for a second, but then you've got to pick it back up because you already did all this work on your body to get to where you were. And then you have to pick it back up so you can get a little bit better. This is the same thing in the business. I've been coasting now for 2 years, not coasting, but kind of coasting, to be honest. But now I'm in a place where I'm like, I'm about to pick it back up. And not only am I going to be where I am now, I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be better. You have to keep building higher in your life, in your business, in every single way, because that's what we deserve, to be honest. And we all deserve to go to Cabo if we want to. Okay, so we're going to talk about training for a second. And so the 3 legs of success, that's why we talked about these 3 things: PRV, recruiting, and training. And every time I get to training, the first thing I think about, it's not just about, watching YouTube videos about how to do Scentsy Club or watching a YouTube video about how to do a fundraiser. Training is also training your mind and putting good things in your head and speaking good things into your head. I'm looking at my mom right now for a reason, Pamela Ann. I love her the most, but she'll be like, I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, I'm this. And I'm like, Mom, if you continue to call yourselves those things, that is what, sorry, there's a dog. That is what you're going to think about yourself.
You're going to miss this little yapper.
I'm not. Look at this one. Here comes Stella. But we literally have to, number one, be around good humans. Okay. Be around good people, good positive lights, good positive energies. We got to fill our head with good things. We have to train our minds. But then we also have to train ourselves in the business. It's not just, but here's the thing, and I've said this a million times, when I am in a good place in my head and I'm in a happy place and all those things, I work so much better. When I'm in a black hole in my room and I don't want to do anything, guess what happens? My business takes a hit because I'm not working well. If you're not working on your mind and you're not working on like good things for yourself and you're just running yourself ragged because you're working 24/7 and you're not taking care of you, the last thing you're going to do is work good in your business. You're just not. So training is not just about training yourself for the business. It's literally about giving yourself good things for you, whatever that means for you. For me, it's definitely going to the gym. It's cooking, not getting takeout, because cooking and stuff is good food for me and it makes me feel better. It's drinking a bunch of water, sometimes a glass of wine, let's be honest, but it's literally just about like being good to yourself, because that's when you can find your sweet spot in the business, the sweet spot in yourself, your happy place, all those things. So you first. And it's okay to be selfish sometimes. I've had to learn. I was the person 4 years ago before I got divorced. I was the person who never said no. I never said no to anybody. I did everything for everybody else. I did not take care of myself. I was always tired. I was always running around. I always had plans with my friends. I was always doing the most. Oh, my internet is unstable. You can screw yourself. Okay. However, these days, my mom will tell you, Tiffany will tell you, anyone who's close to me, I am the first. Why is it saying my internet is unstable? I am the first person now, though, who says no. Like, I take care of me. And maybe sometimes I do feel a little bit selfish about that, to be honest, because I take care of me, probably like I'm alone a lot, but I have learned to take care of myself first. And that has been a long road, to be honest, but it's been a good road. And I keep having unstable internet. So there's that.
You're talking fine. You're not like spotty, if that makes you
Well,
feel
perfect. Tiffany, oh, we have to talk about pirate ship too, but do you want to talk about training for a second too?
Yeah, I'm going to touch on what she says. Kristen and I are very similar in this experience right now. So I 150% agree though, because y'all, when I was covering for everybody else and I was doing everything for everybody else and I was making sure that everybody else, and then like stuff happened and Kristen looked at me and she was like, stop worrying if everybody else is taken care of and ask yourself, start taking care of you. Because when you start taking care of you, I told y'all I love getting paid. It pushes me. I wasn't paid a title from like I think it was like April till June. I wasn't paid a title because I wasn't taking care of myself and because I was in a very bad I got paid a title and I had my highest paychecks that I've had. So yes, I think that training yourself and you going on YouTube and you doing all the things on YouTube matters because we've all been there and you guys know how to Google a YouTube video. You know how to show up to this type of training. But I think that you guys also need to prioritize like yourself. My planner every single day, I write down one thing that I'm like really thankful for, and then I write down one thing that I'm going to do for self care because I can't take that is my thing. Find what you like and it may take a while. It may take you going to like cooking classes or trying an Orange Theory class or doing something. But just try a lot of different things. Find what fuels you and what makes you feel good and then just keep doing it. That's kind of all I have to say on that.
Sorry, I had to move to my kitchen. My internet was being crazy.
I thought you were in your bathroom for a second.
No, I had to
What are
walk to
you
my
doing? Are we
kitchen.
taking a bath right now?
I wish I was taking a bath right now. Oh God. But no, she's right. I mean, like, you literally cannot take care of your business, your family, your house, any of that stuff unless you take care of yourself. And it's so funny because like I will notice when my house gets super messy, I'm not cooking, I'm not going to the gym, all that kind of stuff. When I always come back to it, it's because there's something in my head, something that's going on that I have not dealt with. And I am not okay. When you start to get to that place, when you look around and you're like, everything is chaos right now. Like, this is not normal for me. Like, what is actually happening? You have to stop and be like, what is it? Because there's always something, there's always a reason to that feeling. It's either a person, it's something that's going on, it's your kids, it's something in your life that's actually happening. And if you don't get to that place and you're like, what is actually happening? You're going to stay right there in that place with that messy house, not cooking, not taking care of yourself for way too freaking long. I mean, it could be damn 10 years. You have no idea. It could be a really long time. But if you're not careful, you will stay right there. And you will never get to the place in your life that you deserve, and the place that you deserve in your business, and the place that you deserve in your head, in your heart, in your soul, all those things. So make sure that you stop when all that's going on. You're like, Kristen said that. What is it? What is the factor that's not okay in my life right now? And what do I need to fix?
And also
there's that.
show up for yourself.
Yes.
Show up. Even when it gets like that and things are really hard and you have to adjust, don't stop showing up for yourself, because the minute you stop showing up for yourself, and I'm speaking because I literally, I'm the queen of this, and Kristen's like, come on, we got to move. We're going to move today. We're going to move today. Sometimes, and especially when things get really hard, you don't want to show up, but we have to show up for ourselves, because if we show up for ourselves during the hard days, the good days will be easy to show up for ourselves. So
And you'll
push
be 10 times
yourself.
better.
And then that's going to be how you grow.
Yeah.
So call yourself out, and you have to make sure you're around good people that know when you're not okay.
Like I can literally look at so many people on here because I've had calls with a lot of these people, and I can think about certain things that they've told me about things that are going on in their life in different other areas. And I know in my head that there's certain blocks. And when you think about a block, you think about like, because I know for me, one of my biggest, hardest things in my life is my ADHD. It feels like I have a brick wall in front of my office because I have 30,000 things to do in there and I don't know how to get through my office door. And to be honest, it's exhausting. And it is the hardest thing to conquer in my life. Like it's terrible. But I also know who I am and what I'm capable of, and how easily, if I break down a tiny bit of that wall, I can break down a little bit more the next day and a little bit more the next day. And it's one of those things that like, when there's something that is so hard in your life and you don't know how to get past it, and you don't even know how you're supposed to show up for yourself, if you break it down a little bit every single day, eventually you're going to get through it. But you have to start. Like you have to start looking and being like, what is this brick wall that's in front of my face? For me, it's my ADHD. It's debilitating. It's exhausting. My mom knows, she's on here. We're like a freaking tornado. We're like a spinning top. We cannot get anything done. Mom, right? Unless I make a list. If I don't make a list, nothing happens. Zero. I can't do anything because everything in my head is too big, even if it's the smallest thing. I'm exhausted already. But okay, beyond that, one thing I wanted to talk about real quick, because Tiffany said she did not use it. And I was like, hold on, what is Pirate Ship? Does anyone on here use Pirate Ship? Becca does. iPhone does, but I don't know what her name is. I said, I don't know. Wait, what's your name? Ask you to unmute.
It's Caitlin.
Kate, I'm like, I know I recognize her. What is it? Caitlin uses Pirate Ship. Woohoo!
I love it.
Yes, me too. Okay, I'm going to talk real quick about Pirate Ship, because to me, when you are trying to grow your business, especially right now in the fall, you need to be doing a lot of mail outs. The higher my post office bill is, the higher my PRV is without fail. Like literally without fail. The more stuff I send out, the more my PRV is. And the easiest way to get that stuff out is by using some sort of system. For me, it's Pirate Ship. I don't know what people use other things, but for me, it's Pirate Ship. It's very simple. So what you do, you can literally, it's an app, like you go on your phone, you go on your computer, download it, whatever. And all you do is you have a little scale. I think I got one from Amazon. It was probably 15 bucks. And then what happens is when you package your stuff up, you weigh it. And let me tell you right now, I am not good at technology. I am not good at any of this kind of stuff. Like I would rather throw my printer through a window than use it. I hate that thing. It drives me crazy. Pirate Ship is foolproof because I can use it. Literally, I can use it. All you do is package your stuff up, you weigh it. It literally sends you a little thing that you can print out so you can put it on there. And the best part is you put it in a little bag and you can put it on your front porch, and USPS picks it up the next day. You don't have to worry about the post office. You don't have to worry about walking in there and there being 10 people in front of you and you waiting for it. Like you don't, and it's cheaper to mail your stuff. It will save you money. It is simple. It is foolproof. I am telling you guys, the more you spend on postage, the more your PRV will be. The more samples you get out, the more catalogs you get out, the more follow-ups you do about those catalogs and about those samples, the better your PRV will be without fail. I promise you. But do it in a simple way. I wish 8 years ago when I joined this company, I used Pirate Ship. I don't know what I was doing all those years. I was waiting in a damn post office line. Never again. Like I'm not doing that. It's the most simple thing that you've ever done. So that's that. Does anyone have anything to say now that we've been talking forever and a day? Unmute yourself and say something. Has anyone had anything good happen in their business this week that they want to talk about?
Yes.
Excited. Oh, she said yes. Yes, girl. Tell us. Tell us, who are you?
So,
Who are you under?
I am under Miss Tiffany, the great Tiffany Green.
She's great,
We
ain't she?
have the same last name. But yeah, so well, first of all, I have to say this. Tiffany been with me for the last oh God, maybe 5 years, something like that.
You took my Erna-kit.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I've been through some tumultuous things, and she stayed by me and caught up with me, and then, encouraged me and everything like that. So I just give thanks for you, Tiff. Thank you.
You're the sweetest.
But I have been doing pretty awesome. I'm a year and some change into Scentsy, and I literally had my first 2 big official parties. So that got me over 1,100 PRV right now.
Yes.
So yes.
Parties. See, parties.
Word. So what I'm working on now is opportunities to fundraise. And I want to build my clientele base, because that's really what my focus is, to get my clientele base up and fundraise, and also figure out how I can do the bag parties or pouch parties or whatever. But I think where my mind is stuck is having enough to work with to give somebody something in order to do it. You know what I mean? And then I've got my literal 10 to 5 that I work 4 days a week. That is, I'm blessed with it, but it's nerve-wracking because I'm always thinking Scentsy. Like, what could I be doing if I was home?
Can you do anything while you're at work or no?
I'm not flexible at work. I got a 30-minute break, and that's literally all the lunch I've got. So I just kicked myself into gear and had to apologize for being 10 minutes late from lunch, because I had to go to the post office and mail off a warmer for one of my other Scentsy sisters, whose auntie wanted
Pirate
to
ship.
deliver. Right.
Pirate ship.
In the comments.
That's why I was telling Timmy I can't stand USPS. So I gotta do something simple. I gotta do something that's gonna work for my budget to mail some stuff out. And it was literally taking me like 4.5 months to get mail out. It's like Happy Mail has been on my #1, and I still haven't got it out. I'm just like, I need help.
That's why I told her, I messaged her this week and I was like, tell me to go to the post office. And she was like, do pirate ship. And I was like, what is pirate ship?
And I was like, don't worry, I'll talk about it on the Zoom, because it has saved I am not, I don't know, the post office people can just be a little bit grumpy sometimes, and I'm like, I'm a ray of sunshine. I have a hard time with people who are
I
grumpy.
hate doing because everybody stands behind me. And then I'm just like, well, I have like 50 BFB
Yeah,
I gotta
that
sit
used
down
to
and
stress
just
me
like,
out really bad. I used to go in increments. If I had like more than 5 things, I would go one time because I'm a people pleaser and I wouldn't want everybody to wait behind me. And then I would go the next day and drop off more. Literally.
I can't do it.
Never again. Like, I will not do that anymore.
No.
That was my mental strategy for a couple of days. I was like, okay, well, what can I do like Monday? And then Wednesday.
Rakia, is that how you say your name?
Yes, absolutely.
What I would tell you is, while you're at work and you're thinking Scentsy, but you need to be thinking about your job, maybe make a list of things that you want to do Scentsy wise. That way, when you do have 2 seconds to do it, you can focus. For me, I do better when I focus on one task at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have Post-it notes everywhere. So what I do is I write as I'm putting, magnet strips on and adhesives, this and, sticky notes, that I'm writing down my notes as I'm thinking. My mind is turning. And then once I go to break, I'm like, okay, so what can I get in 30 minutes?
At least you're thinking, at least you're doing something though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
a lot of people are not even thinking about their businesses while they're at work.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like when I'm not at a good place in my business, I'm almost deflective about my business in my head. Anybody else feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I know I have 50 things to do, but you're like, I don't even want to think about Scentsy because I know I have to do all these things, and I don't want to earn this incentive because I know I can't earn this incentive. And we just get into this weird. So you know what?
Mm-hmm.
When you keep it on the forefront of your brain and you continue to do, that's when things happen. So you sound like you're doing the right things. And I can help you with bag parties. That's my jam. That's all I do.
I
Hey,
would love
speaking of
help.
bag parties, Becca has a question. She said, how long do you suggest tote parties to be out for?
I do 1 week. I do 1 week. I give a little bit of grace for people who are usually like really good tote party people who haven't texted me back for a little bit. I give them usually about a week and a half. But if a week and a half is not enough, I go and pick it up. But usually I just do a week. I flip them after a week. Pick it up, give it to somebody else. And my goal is always to literally pick it up and bring it to another location, not pick it up and bring it into my office. Because if I pick it up and bring it to my office and my testers are in my office, they're not doing their job. You want your testers out at all times. That way they're working for you. Your testers are supposed to do the job for you. Even if you drop it off with a customer, that's what I do all the time. Like I'll go and drop off a customer order and be like, oh, by the way, I have the scents in my car if you want to smell them. And then I just bring them in. It's like a sneak attack.
She had a really good idea this weekend too. We were talking about parties or something. I don't even know how we got on this conversation, but she said that when she does, like she has a host and they take a bag party, she challenges and she'll give them like an extra like half off or something if they give it to a friend and they do an extra party. So
I'll
she'll
give them the
really pass it.
perpetual party reward. Yeah, if they hand it to somebody else afterwards.
So that's an
Yep.
idea for y'all too.
Anybody have any questions or anything to say? I know it's been an hour. That's crazy. Can you share what your tote party looks like? So I actually have a couple videos on my team page, like recent ones, and who I will just put those to the top because I've done a ton of tote party videos. It's super simple. There's like nothing to it. It's the easiest thing you've ever done.
Do you have those on your YouTube channel where I could share on mine?
No, but I should put them on there and I can share one with you.
Okay.
I need to up my YouTube game. Anything else, y'all? I feel like this has been pretty good. I feel like people have been taking notes. I feel like has Lynette been writing or what is she doing right now?
Becca has been too.
I'm actually texting people,
Yes.
reminding them that I'm back as a consultant. So
Lynette just came back,
sending them my
y'all.
link and
Back and better. Good.
Welcome
Good.
back.
Good. That's awesome. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. I hope you guys got, I'm gonna stop this video and share it so I don't get yelled at tomorrow. Where's the video? But oh, that's not what I meant to do.
That's such a pretty picture of you though. Side note. You look
Oh
bomb.
my.
You
You're
look like
so
I'm ready for the Christmas spirit over